If you want to build an e-commerce business of any shape, size, whatever form it is, you're going to need to work with good people. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the key attributes of a great supplier, and we're going to look at 9 different supplier websites and see what they're all about. Also, before you watch this whole thing, which I would be honored if you actually did, you should check out this video I just released on US-based suppliers, because there's 5 suppliers in there that I don't talk about at all in this video, so you might as well double up and learn as much as you can. So I took a few hours yesterday to check out all of these suppliers. If they had a Shopify app, I installed it, and I also looked for the same product across all of these platforms, because I wanted to see the differences and the best and the bad and the good and the ugly, so I could, relay that to you, my dear subscribers, which recently is getting pretty high.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for subscribing if you already have, and if you haven't subscribed, what do these YouTubers say? They say, consider subscribing.
What do you say we get down to business?
So one thing you want to do when you're looking at all of these suppliers from the beginning is to have a product in mind. And of course, you're going to need to do a bit of product research for that. But once you've found your product, you want to plug it into all of these different suppliers. There's a few different flags that'll pop up once you understand what to look for in a supplier. So you're going to be wanting to look at shipping prices. Of course, this is just a business factor already, but it's going to kind of tell you if it's possible, of course. If there's no shipping prices, you're not going to be able to do it at all. How high it is, if it's worth getting into, if it's quite reasonable, and you can go from there. The other thing you want to be checking out across the board is the descriptions. These suppliers, not all of them are going to be able to speak good English, if not English at all. And if you have a look at the descriptions, the product descriptions on their page, you're going to really get a good sense of how well they can communicate with you. They might be great communicators, but if you can't converse in the same language, it's going to be a bit of an issue. So the first one is China brands. You can see straight away that it looks very similar to AliExpress. It is, of course, the same sort of thing. So let's just put in micro spikes. Okay, so we're not really getting anything here. Just for a constant variable, I'm going to have AliExpress open. And bingo, straight away it is displaying the exact product that I want. So if you are struggling to find the product that you want to find on another supplier's website, I always go back to AliExpress and I try and get the essential keywords, like the most common keywords. So maybe let's take something like crampons and put that in as well. So let's go back to China brands and change this out for crampons. Okay, still no results matching my search request. So that's what you'll find is not every supplier is actually going to stock the same sorts of things. China Brands, of course, is an enormous dropshipping site, and they have all of the usual niches. I'm just deliberately going in and trying to figure out if they have this specific niche to test them. As always, I'd recommend you go into each of these that I show you today and figure out if they're best for your dropshipping brand. So let's move on to Spocket. So with Spocket, you're going to need to start an account. It's not like China Brands or AliExpress where you can just start browsing. Straight away, they're promoting their own products. And Spocket is kind of doing this higher end dropshipping, good quality. Sometimes they're made in Canada or the USA. It's just like a bit better quality. It's going to have that faster shipping time. But essentially, it's very similar to DS's. It's an order fulfillment service. You can have an import list. My product's very much like DS's. And you can just link this to your Shopify shop. Bingo, you can just do that. I have just installed these to have a look. But yeah, let's just keep going on our little search. Okay, so crampons from Spocket. Let's just make a little list right now. So for the crampons on Spocket, we've got a $20.98 USD free shipping. And the shipping time is going to be 4 to 7 days. You're not getting many results here for crampons though. So you've got this one and then there's one down here, similar price, but not much range. Bit of a weird getting this beard thing, this crayons. I'm only getting one crampon. So we'll save that for later and we'll come back to it. So when I was researching Spocket yesterday, I found that a lot of these products are actually quite expensive. They have a low amount of products, but they are catering to my niche right now, which is ethical and eco-friendly. They had the beeswax that I'm trying to dropship as well. They also have a lot of options for the USA. I wanted to ship from the USA because it's less shipping times, and this is actually environmentally friendly. If I can ship from the USA to the USA, I'm not contributing to the global crisis as much as if I ship from China to the USA. So with Spocket, it isn't free. That's basically what I'm going to tell you right now. I've tried to set up a store. I've tried to connect my store and import a product, and it's telling me, actually, you're going to pay $24 a month after your 2-week trial. And that's going to give you 25 unique products. For our purposes, for what I've been teaching in my courses so far, we are kind of going for the 1 product store, or maybe like under 5 products, and promoting them through Facebook ads. So this might be a pretty good deal for you. To help you find products and then directly connect it to the suppliers. If you want that lower shipping time, if you want those USA and Canadian products, this might be a good app for you. Okay, now we're going to move on to Udroppy. So with Udroppy, you actually have to sign up with a phone number, and because I'm in the USA and I haven't bought a USA SIM card yet, I haven't actually been able to test this properly. From what I've read about it, the reviews seem to tell me that it's a really great paid tool, with the added option of a virtual warehouse, which is completely game-changing. Udroppy have 4 different warehouses all over the world, in Italy, Spain, China, and Romania. So I probably recommend Facebook advertising to Europe, and that means you're going to get faster delivery times. I'm sure that in future they'll probably add a USA warehouse, because the USA is such a big market, but right now it seems to be just those 4 countries. If you want to use this feature, you will have to sign up for their Pro or Platinum plan. So not only is this going to save you on shipping time, and it's going to save your customers a lot of pain because your products will arrive quicker, you will also have the opportunity to grow your own brand by customizing products and packages. If you want to know more about Udroppy, check out Joseph on the Debutify podcast, who actually interviewed Robin from Udroppy a couple of weeks ago. And now we have Hyper SKU. So yeah, you've kind of got the order list where you import products. You can do bulk orders. But one thing these types of platforms are really good for is just a little bit extra scope for product research. They're going to be sort of like using their own algorithms and their own curators to find different types of products. This is a good free method for going in and finding different products. Yeah, and when I put in the crampons, the search just didn't work at all. 0 items showing up, so that's not really a good sign there for Hyper SKU. Now on Deal Extreme, we are getting the crampons. So the crampons with 19 spikes, this one actually only has 12, but same sort of thing. That's coming out at $20.29, with free shipping to the United States 7 to 18 days. So a little bit slower, but a similar price to our first ones. And yeah, Deal Extreme, kind of like CJ Dropshipping, kind of like AliExpress. They're kind of doing a bit more of a tech. That's what they promote at the top. Smart tech and life fashion. But, you know, essentially it's the same sort of thing. It's not an order fulfillment supplier. It's more like a browser for products. Okay, now we have Dropship Manager, which is just dsmtool.com. You can do bulk imports to your store. As you can see, my trial just expired. But yeah, just to give you an overview of how it works, I've just linked a demo store, so there isn't any sales on it. You know, if you were to hypothetically bring in products through DSM Tool, it's going to show you a little bit of data. It's going to show you the sale through rate, average price of your items, lifetime profit. You can monitor your products inside of DSM Tool. You will have to actually just put in a item using a link like from Amazon or AliExpress, and then you'll be able to monitor your products and learn a bit about them. But if you were going to look at this sort of thing, I would really recommend having a look at my latest video on product research, because Viral Launch is a tool that's far more specific in this realm of collecting data on products. Okay, now let's move on to Weo. So yeah, it's going to allow you to do some product research. It's a bit like DS's in that way. So let's have a look for some crampons. Okay, the cheapest ones so far. This isn't really the same sort of product, so we won't have a look at those even though they're cheaper. So this is $7.49. So we got a shipping cost of $8.24 with 8 to 20 days delivery time. So all up, that would be $15.65. It's not giving us a quantity, so you obviously are going to just be linking this to your store. And you can edit it in here, much like DS's. Push it to your store, you know, add your own creatives, add your own descriptions, and get on with it. Okay, next supplier we're going to look at is Debutify. This is just a connector much like DS's. Debutify is going to give you the ability to import products from AliExpress, Alibaba, Amazon, Etsy, Walmart, DHgate, GearBest, Taobao, and a hell of a lot of other suppliers with just a couple of clicks. So for Debutify, you're looking at $14.95 a month. You do get unlimited products, which is totally different to Spocket and Udroppy. But yeah, you can link your store, much like many of the other ones. You can have a look at other people's best-selling products. You can have a look at their ads. You can do this on Commerce Inspector, as I've talked about many times. Change your descriptions. So yeah, that's Debutify for you. Feel free to test it yourselves and have a look. Okay, now we have Shopmaster. This is very similar to Weo. It's just a little bit older. It looks a little bit less flashy, less like design. I like the charts, to be honest. I like the visual aids there. I haven't set up my store here. I just was logging in to see what it looked like. But yeah, you can import your products. They're kind of pushing eBay here, but they also have a Chrome extension. So you can go onto eBay and learn about how products are working if you wanted to use that. So with all of these suppliers, they have lots of pros and cons included within their price plans or within their free plans. So Deal Extreme is a bit cheaper than Spocket, but I would go with Spocket because of those faster delivery times. In dropshipping and in e-commerce, we always want to make sure that the customer is happy with the experience they've had with our brands, with our stores. And if you can get the product to them quicker, then that's definitely going to make them happy. If you order something off AliExpress like I do, you'll find that it arrives 45 days later, and you kind of just forget who you bought it off. You're like, oh yeah, I got this thing. Yeah, this product arrived, I got it. If you can quickly turn around a product and get it to people fast, they're going to remember who they bought it off, and they're going to be more associated, and they have more trust and more loyalty to your actual store. And that is really good. That's what's going to help you actually become a successful dropshipper. You can always offset these costs to the customer either through the product price itself or adding shipping costs at the end of the checkout process. So that is completely up to you. You're going to have to test and see what your audience likes best. There's a bit of debate over whether you should include it in the product cost or if you just include it at the end and say, hey, it's actually $3 extra shipping. Some people are like, oh, damn, I didn't realize I was going to pay this much. But lots of people are actually just prepared to pay for that shipping. Another thing here, lots of these suppliers that we discussed, they come with a lot of content in their plans to help you market and to help you actually dropship. My response to this, if you're thinking about this content when deciding which supplier to go with, I would also try and consider that you can get free content off YouTube, Exhibit A, and that the best way to learn the content that they're giving you is actually through doing it yourself. So I don't want to fully recommend a number one best supplier out of this list of 9. It's going to be which one works for you best. It's going to be the actual relationship that you have, the communication that you can build with your supplier. I actually use suppliers on Etsy and on Faire, and in future I'm going to make videos on exactly how that goes because there's so much learning to be had. So now that I've described these different suppliers' roles at a surface level, I want to just talk about some key attributes of a good supplier. Now, I'm not really the supplier king here, so take all of this with a pinch of salt. I always recommend, after watching any YouTube guru, you're going to want to test things. Even if you're reading the best blog from Harvard, you're going to want to just double check and see if it works for you. That being said, I think that these are pretty universal. First one up is communication, which I bang on about all the time, but it's essential. When I start messaging somebody on Alibaba, for example, the first thing I look for is if they can actually hold a conversation with me and if they're actually excited to do business with you. If they're kind of slow to respond, it's scattered, if it takes a long time to get things going, it's a bit of a red flag for me. Recently, I was looking at buying some micro spikes, and the person I was talking to, Alice on Alibaba, was really great. She was persistent, she was patient, and I could really tell from the speed of her responses that she really wanted to make a sale. I was just going in there for a one-time purchase, but after talking to Alice, I thought maybe I could dropship some micro spikes. This actually went hand in hand with a little story. So I'm living in Massachusetts right now, not in New Zealand, and it's totally different terrain here. I have been exceptionally lucky to have hiked in a lot of different parts of this planet. I've gone for hikes up mountains in Kenya, in mountains in South Africa, in California, in the UK, in Scotland, and all over Europe. But I've never encountered walking conditions like the ones in the Green Mountains in Vermont and the White Mountains in New Hampshire. What's the crucial difference here? It's ice. Everybody who hikes these mountains, they use micro spikes. Boom. Whole new niche I never knew anything about. But now I'm surrounded by people who just want to go hiking and they're not going to let ice stop them. So they just buy a pair of micro spikes. So I was talking to Alice on Alibaba and it was $50 shipping for one pair of micro spikes. The pair of micro spikes, however, was only $4. These are $50 and up at places like LL Bean and other hiking stores. So I was like, I'm gonna get me a pair of those micro spikes for $4. I'm not gonna let this deal slip away. But I turned to all my friends here in Massachusetts and I said, yo, $4 micro spikes, $4. We've got to pay $50 shipping, but if I split that between 10 people, it's gonna be pretty marginal. And that's exactly what we did. And the product turned out to be really great quality. And so, story ended with drop shipping micro spikes. Now, that little story should serve to show you three different things. Firstly, marketing, e-commerce, selling things isn't always going to happen right here on the laptop. You've got to learn to keep your ears open. When you go out into the world, you're now colored with this product perspective. Now I see products everywhere. I'm reading ad copy, I'm seeing how marketers are trying to influence me, and it's just kind of happening subconsciously. But you want to take this to a next level, a more active level, where you try and understand what your friends and family and the people around you are trying to buy. Because at the end of the day, it's going to help you try and sell more. You're not exploiting people, you're just trying to understand the world around you. This ties into point number 2. You should try and turn day-to-day activities into larger, more prospective e-commerce opportunities. Thirdly, this goes back to the core of marketing, which is trying to solve a problem for people. And people are willing to pay good money for their problems to be solved. So you've done this for yourself, or at least I've done this for myself with the micro spikes. But hikers are a small population. If I can figure out how to market this to people who are other than hikers, then I'm going to be able to sell a lot more. Profits are going to go up. I'm going to understand a lot more. I'm going to grow. I'm going to develop. My store's going to get bigger. Yada, yada, yada. How the hell would I do this though? Some ideas have been brainstorming, finding a lookalike audience on Facebook, similar interest targeting. These are basic fundamentals, but also maybe building a really inspiring video creative that actually changes people's behavior, where I go in and I really encourage people to try a different form of hiking. I can see it now. I haven't made it yet, but don't let winter stop you. Try our product. That would be expanded, developed, copywritten, fleshed out, made polished, but essentially that would be how the creative would go. Bit of a long shot, but we'll see how it goes. Keep in touch, keep in tune, and you might just learn something. I'm going to learn a lot. Now, speaking of learning, I just want to give a shout out to Alyssa Rush. You've won a free month of our Hustler plan on Debutify. Hope you use it well. Best of luck. And thanks for watching. That was in the Facebook ads video where everybody commented briefcase. In this video, just try and comment something creative with the word supplier included below this video right here. And you will also go in the draw to win a free month of the Hustler plan of Debutify. Anyway, that is that. I hope that this supply video was very useful for you. Best of luck in dropshipping, best of luck in life. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.